Tom Clark Weekly Speed Report. I'm your host, Tom Clark, along with co-host Corey Carroll and Colton Jacobs, here to bring you weekly insight on all things NASCAR. With a review of past week's races and a preview of upcoming events on the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series schedule, be sure to follow us on Twitter at TCW Speed Report. Email your questions to tcwspeedreport@gmail.com. Check out the Tom Clark Weekly Speed Report Facebook page, and check us out on iTunes and SoundCloud. And I would like to welcome my co-hosts for the evening, Corey Carroll and Colton Jacobs.
Hey, Tom.
It's a very somber day.
Yes.
For two of the three of us.
Yes.
So, but that's all I'll say for right now. We are going to review the restart gate, is what we're going to call it, yeah, at Talladega Superspeedway, the campingworld.com 500. Now, I didn't see that there was a truck race this weekend.
There was a truck race.
There was.
There was yesterday.
Well, I certainly didn't get to see it.
And Timothy Peters won that race.
Oh, Peters.
So in the 17 truck.
Well,
so
do you remember what channel it was on?
It was on. It was.
That picture just says it all right there. He's like surprised, like I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this.
It was actually on Fox,
okay,
the actual Fox station.
It's probably why, because I was checking out NBC, Fox Sports 1. That's probably why we didn't get to see that. So,
yeah.
And then of course we've got Joey Logano winning the campingworld.com 500 at Talladega Superspeedway. We begin, Jeff Gordon, starts on the pole, laid a fast lap down in the first round of qualifying, and was still about the same amount faster than his teammate Casey Kane and the rest of his Hendrick teammates, and started on the pole. 81st career pole. His last ever at Talladega, of course.
Yeah.
So, very, very good to see.
He's racking up poles this year.
Hey, it's better than nothing. We move on to the start of the race. Now, this race had a lot going on in pretty much the first third or first 2/3, because we didn't see a caution until
it was when Allgaier blew up.
Yes, but beforehand, we had Martin Truex Jr. He started in the back because he got his qualifying time got disallowed.
Yes.
So he went a lap down early. We had Danny Hamlin trying to play Houdini out on the track by escaping through the roof hatch while still driving, and that didn't turn out as he planned. So he actually went at least 2 laps down trying to fix that problem.
Apparently there was a lot of confusion on whether NASCAR wanted them to fix it or not.
Yeah.
But they just told him to have a plan.
Either way, I think the result would have been the same. I mean...
Yeah, he still would have had to pit. That's a safety mechanism more than it is anything. And so they're not going to let him run around out there without that being fixed.
With a sunroof on his Toyota Camry.
Yeah.
He can get one at the dealership like that, but not on the racetrack. So we move on to the first couple rounds of green flag pit stops. Now, Dale Jr., 2 of the 3 green flag pit stops we saw him make, maybe even 3 or 4, he said that his brake pedal went all the way to the floor, and he chattered the rear tires downshifting. So that they basically had to call audibles each time they came down pit road, because some they were only expecting to take fuel, some they were only going to take 2 tires, and then stuff like that had forced them to take 4, and other things that kept them back in the pack.
Well, the song continues with him struggling on pit road. I mean, just pit road has plagued Junior, especially in the chase. It's just been, and he couldn't get on pit road, and they have the too many men over the wall penalty.
Over the wall too soon.
Over the wall
too soon. Sorry, and it was another tough day on pit road for the '88 team.
Yeah, he did explain that he felt a vibration afterwards, but I mean, do you feel that things like this are getting overlooked at the race shop, like during pit road practice, them missing lug nuts or them timing pit stops right? Do you think there's so much focus going in on where they finish that they lose sight of what they have to do to get there?
I doubt it. I really think they work on it, but I don't think they make it known that it's a big point of emphasis, because they don't want to throw their pit crew under the bus in the media or whatever. So we're not going to hear about it as much. I'm sure they're working on it, but this shows that they're nowhere near done working on it.
Yeah, definitely some room for improvement. So Junior got mired back in the pack because of that last green flag pit stop. He had to take 2 tires, but fought his way back up towards the front. And then the caution came out for, it was Allgaier that blew up, right?
That was
was actually beforehand.
Yeah, that was the first caution of the day. And motor just went sour.
The second caution, because it was sweet before I tasted it, before it caved in. But the second caution was for Jamie McMurray losing a motor.
Yeah.
Which forced everybody's hand to stay out. Actually, there towards the end, it was surprising to me that Greg Biffle had stayed out and was the leader by like 38 seconds ahead of the pack.
Yeah.
And we were all getting pretty pissed off about how maybe, he might sneaky peeky his way in there.
Well, that's the state of Roush right now.
Yeah. That's kind of like, it's almost like a political move. Like,
yeah,
he's either going to win us the election or take the downfall for us.
Yeah.
So, but ultimately the caution that came out, they ran like so many laps under caution. And Greg Biffle didn't have enough to stay out on the track. And then of course, had to pull in, and then everyone was cheering away like, oh, all right, So we get our first attempt, or what was supposed to be the first attempt at a Green-White-Checkered finish. They never technically threw the green. Some things happened in the back. Harvick got out of the way, but then they waved it off. They threw the caution before the cars got to the start-finish line. So then they regroup, and this is going to be their attempt at a Green-White-Checkered. Now, there's a little bit of debate about this, but Kevin Harvick stayed in line, and a lot of drivers, as we listened to the post-race interviews, felt that Harvick stayed in line and wrecked the 6 car on purpose to bring out a caution for his own benefit, thus resulting in them throwing the green flag and then immediately having to throw the caution straight after, and going based off of scoring loops and video evidence, which made Joey Logano the eventual race winner and put Dale Jr. and others out of the chase.
Yeah.
So therein lies the controversy.
And I don't necessarily think Kevin wrecked Bain on purpose. I mean, he may have, but it's just ridiculous that he stayed out on the track knowing his motor, was bad. And he wasn't. I mean, to stay out there in the middle of the pack like that with a bad motor that is not going to be able to compete, and you don't pull off, you don't just go to the back. I mean, your motor's bad. That it happens.
Yeah.
Get over it. Get off the track.
Yeah. So currently,
what's confusing to me is he stayed out of line that first restart because he knew his motor was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But then the second restart, he was right there trying to race with people, and I don't understand.
Which begs the question, we haven't heard anything from the 4 team yet because things are still officially unofficial at this moment. But that raised a lot of eyebrows amongst the fellow competitors because Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth are both out of it now, and they were pretty vocal about how they felt that was done on purpose. So it's Halloween. It's Talladega. It was cloudy today. I think the Indian spirits came drums a beating.
Well, I mean, and it just, I mean, Harvick's better than that. I mean, I know he wants to win a second championship and all, but I mean, you gotta just, you know, grin and bear it and get off track. I mean, if your motor's bad, it's just irresponsible.
But I mean, on the same token, you could take all day to write down the different variables of what you could plug it all into a formula, and if you changed one or two things, you'd have had a different result. But at the same time, there are things that, whether or not people did or didn't do this, I think the results would have been the same. So,
I mean, I don't think that wreck would have happened.
Probably not. Probably not right there.
Yeah, but
I think it would have happened.
I mean, you take that wreck out of the equation. Then Junior said it himself in his post-race audio. I mean, he thought Joey gave him a gift, letting him have the bottom. He would have won that race.
Yeah.
And then Junior would still be in. So who else would that have bumped out if he went in? I mean, you would have still had Kenseth out, Hamlin out, Kyle Busch out. Then I don't know, maybe Truex or
Harvick,
something.
probably.
Or Harvick. See, that would have bumped Harvick out.
Yeah. So, very controversial weekend. And I know we don't want to do it, but let's take a listen to Joey Logano's post-race interview.
And the beverages fly. Joey Logano flew to victory lane this afternoon, and he sweeps round 2 of the 2015 chase. Come on down here. Can you even believe you did that?
No. This team is unbelievable. 3 in a row. You believe that? How does that even happen? What an amazing team we got. We've come to play this year, so I'm so proud of everyone here. Obviously, I think Shell and Pennzoil, AAA Auto Trader, AutoZone, Ford, Roush Yates again for the motors they give us. This big pony racetrack here. You need to have the horsepower once again, like we did last week. Snap-on, SKF, Coca-Cola, Wheels Up. I mean, everyone that helps us out with Team Penske here. It's just unbelievable this season. I can't believe it. 3 in a row.
And the crazy ending to end this one. What was going through your mind there?
I was confused after the first one. I saw the green flag fly, and I was like, man, I thought the green flag flew, and that was an attempt. But, we said to do it one more time, which is it's just cool. We play by NASCAR's rules. We're in their sandbox, and we'll play by those, and thankfully it worked out for us.
Before the end of the race, Joey, your good run could affect the race in so many ways. Were you thinking about keeping others out? Were you thinking about helping your teammate, or just about the win?
It's all about winning. You know, we want to help our teammate out as much as we can, but as you can tell lately, this team's all about winning.
The 22 has won again. They are in victory lane for the 3rd time in as many weeks, Rick.
So he makes it a clean sweep of round 2, which is called the Contender Round?
Yes. The Contender.
Okay. The first one's the Challenger, right?
Yeah.
So this is the
Challenger,
Contender,
Eliminator, Championship.
Okay. So he makes a clean sweep of it. Albeit
so hokey that they have names for it. Why can't it just be round 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much easier. There's 3 rounds and then a final. That makes a lot more sense, but it's
Call
NASCAR.
it the divisional playoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first one's the wild card.
Yeah.
Oh well. But
He's still got that peanut between his teeth, don't he?
yes, albeit Joey Logano has created a lot of enemies that I feel will, in this next round, the Eliminator round, will come back to bite him.
Yeah, we'll see how much room Kenseth gives him in races coming up.
Especially Martinsville coming up.
Yeah, since Kenseth's out, he don't care.
Yeah. So that be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and preview. Now, is it an STP, a goodies race, fast relief headache race at Martinsville? Because it's always either goodies or STP.
Yeah.
It was STP last year.
Let's see here. What's the official title? The Goodies Headache Relief Shot 500 at Martinsville on
Headache relief shot.
Yeah, I'll give you a relief shot right here. I believe Joey Logano will receive a few of those at that race. So, but before we do that, let's take a look at our unofficial results. them being Joey Logano winning, Dale Jr. finishing second. Notable names: Jeff Gordon finishing fourth. Paul Menard, somehow he got in there. Again, these are unofficial. They have not been made official.
Yeah, NASCAR hasn't, officially set out the.
And they'll probably take 3 days to release the results. But to the best of our knowledge, the 4 drivers that are out are Dale Earnhardt Jr., Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, and Ryan Newman. Thank God, because he was like.
No, I don't know if Newman's out. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, he was one of the 4 that they named.
Okay, was it? Yeah, because NASCAR's still not.
Why would you believe that he wasn't? Are you a closet Newman fan?
No. Okay, yeah, it is. So my bad.
Yeah,
I thought Hamlin.
See that? Hey, look.
That's not updated yet.
That's
not up. No, it's not. Look at Hamlin up
wow.
here.
All right, guys.
Hamlin's not still second. That's not updated. Hamlin's out. Kenseth's out. Junior's out, and I can't remember if it's Newman or Kyle Busch.
It's Newman. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's Newman.
Okay,
it was Newman. That's the one they named. I know we're all waiting on the official results, but I'm pretty sure Newman is out.
Talking to Kyle Busch there on the pit road.
Yeah,
there's like, as of right now, he's in.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in. So Ryan Newman,
so he'll be
finishing
in
20th
behind Kyle Busch.
So those drivers are out, but let's go ahead and move on to our preview of Martinsville. Traditionally, we have a few big names that we can always list as potential winners. Denny Hamlin, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, and that's about it. Those have seemed to be the big players in regards to Martinsville. They usually win 3 or 4 or 5, 6 races in a row at these races. But we've had surprises. We've had Tony Stewart back in 2011 beating Jimmy Johnson on the outside.
Last year, Junior beat Jeff.
Junior beat Jeff. So I think the fall race creates that kind of atmosphere because now there's only 8 people left. Even though it's the beginning of the round, we got to get it now. And it's a short track, so it's not that hard to run into people. So it's going to be pretty entertaining.
Martinsville's great. Love it.
It's a great track. It's a 0.526 miles, so it's half a mile in length, 500 laps, and it is a very flat track. If you at home, if you listen to some of the podcasts and you want to find out what Martinsville's like, take a paper clip and look at it, and that's what
or
Martinsville is.
Or if you want to hear Colton chug his water.
Yeah. I was just waiting
audible.
for that to I was about to erupt in laughter. I was just trying to contain myself. But it's going to be I think it's going to be a very entertaining race.
Yeah, it's going to be a chance to see how some of these frustrations play out with like Kenseth and Logano and stuff like that.
And I think as Denny Hamlin put it one time, a lot of drivers are going to go to the pay window and cash out their coins here at Martinsville. Take care of some business,
especially the non-chasers.
Yeah, especially the non-chasers. They're gonna they have nothing to lose now. Yeah. So maybe except for sponsorship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and move on to our fantasy picks.
Okay.
Again, Corey's pretty much got a lock on everything. So
we don't have the
official
standings updated yet, but
go ahead.
Oh, but we will move on to our Martinsville pick. Tom, who do you want this week?
Well, because he's only got 4 more races left before he retires, I'm going to go with Mr. Jeff Gordon.
Okay.
Who unofficially finished about 3rd or 4th today.
Yeah, no, he was unofficially 4th.
I've been doing good. with Jeff.
Well, I'm going to go with the main man.
He's fast every week. He finished there great in the spring.
He's his mid-season pick.
His mid-season championship pick.
I'm going to go with the 48.
Oh, okay.
Who's that?
Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
Okay. Was he your mid-season championship pick?
No, Harvick was.
Oh, okay. You're pretty pissed at him right now, though.
And Jimmy ran good in the spring, too, I think.
Well, I get to pick Dale Earnhardt Jr. for once. He's out of the remaining tracks, this is the one he's most likely to do well at, so might as well pick him here.
Okay.
Because he'd probably get picked somewhere else.
So
anyways.
a Hendrick sweep.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm
hey, remember, like I said, there ain't no Team Hendrick at this point.
Team Hendrick.
Teammates left.
Yeah.
So, so that'll be interesting. Corey's pretty much the engraver's already etched his name into the trophy. Thanks for the sound effects. Are we gonna have a trophy or?
I was about to say, what do I get for winning this thing?
I think we should just buy a bottle of champagne and share it.
You can have some Cheetos over there.
Share it? What the heck?
Cause champagne's good.
But y'all lost.
Sharing
terribly, I might add.
Sharing is caring. Okay.
Yeah, but winning is selfish.
Okay, we'll buy him a bottle of cheap champagne. I might add.
Yeah.
Or just some sparkling wine.
Yeah.
Just get me a,
I might get you a cake. It says, congrats, Corey.
get me a chocolate cream pie.
I'm not getting you shit.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we got something.
Yeah.
You have the pride of knowing that you won the Tom Clark Weekly Speed Report Fantasy Podcast.
Hey, what about this?
Yeah,
How about
against you two monkeys, as they say on Days of Thunder.
How about if we get you one of those big cookies? You like the big
Ooh, I like
cookies?
those.
Okay.
Yeah, in fact, that's
Cole, don't smile. It's not for you. Cole was like, "Eee."
Yeah, Cole don't get none.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Anyway, let's see. What's our Green-White-Checkered Green-White-Checkered round with Colton Jacobs. Are they about the Green-White-Checkered that happened today?
Well, the green flag question is just going to be thoughts on NASCAR's decision to just do one attempt at a Green-White-Checkered and how you felt that played out.
Personally, I don't like it. I think the rules should be the same everywhere you go, whether it's Talladega, Martinsville, a road course, anywhere. Because you could use the same argument for a road course. Be like, there's every time they do that, there's always a wreck, and they let them race all the way back to the start-finish line because it's long and they can get the cars out of the way. You could use that argument anywhere. So I don't like them changing the rules just for one race in the chase, and let alone all restrictor plate tracks. So yeah, my answer is going to be no. I think it was a stupid. Because it created so much controversy. If the rule is the same, then you could have said, okay, well, we'll have either way. If you look at the other restrictor plate races this year, other than the Daytona 500, they said they were trying to prevent another Austin Dillon from happening again. Well, if it's the last lap of the regular scheduled race or a Green-White-Checkered and they're racing like that, something like that's bound to happen. So how about you slow the cars down, make the restrictor plate smaller? So yeah, I know I'm going on right here, but
that's what.
Long story short, it's a stupid idea, and that's why we had so much controversy today.
I think it's opposite of what it should be. I think if you're going to reduce it to one Green-White-Checkered attempt, it should be at tracks that are more likely to be successful on a Green-White-Checkered, mile and a halves and whatnot. At a track where it's more likely they're going to wreck jockeying for position, keep it at 3. Or it should be the most. You should have the most attempts at a plate track than other tracks, is what I'm saying, because of everything that we saw happen today. And you don't want to have to go back to video and crap and have controversy all the time at the end of your races. It's better to have it finish under green. I mean, obviously there should be some sort of cap on how many times it can happen, but like Tom said, reducing the amount of Green-White-Checkers is not going to prevent an Austin Dillon deal from happening, because the last lap is the last lap. It doesn't matter whether it's of the regularly scheduled event or the last lap of the third Green-White-Checkered. It doesn't matter. it's still they're still gonna be racing hard for it no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and to piggyback off of that, this is it's racing. Fans want to see them race to the finish, not finish under yellow. That was the whole purpose of the Green-White-Checkered.
Yeah.
In the first place was to prevent what just happened today from happening, especially in such a critical race with so much on the line, with an ending where you had Logano versus Junior. Both their cars were great, and the Junior had Logano's teammate behind him, and Logano had Junior's teammate behind him, and you didn't know what was going to happen. I just think a potential classic ending was ruined.
Well, this also harkens back to over a decade ago, the spring 2004 race at Talladega, when Junior and Jeff Gordon were jockeying for position, and the caution came out, and they had to go back to video, and it showed Jeff Gordon ahead of Junior. It was before scoring loops at the time of caution, but they didn't have Green-White-Checkers then. So the race finished under yellow, and that's when the big uproar came out about, hey, we should have a Green-White-Checkered so that gives everyone a fair chance of trying to win the race. Now we have similar controversy surrounding similar topics and similar results. So,
okay. All right, we'll do our white flag. Look, coming up to the eliminator round, you have Martinsville next weekend, then Texas, and then Phoenix. What track would you say proves is the biggest speed bump for the drivers, which could be maybe the most dangerous to try and get through? Obviously, this round it was Talladega. What about the next round?
I'm going to say Texas, because it's the biggest track of this round. It's the most aerodynamically sensitive. So if you have a situation like last year with Brad Keselowski and Jeff Gordon, somebody crumples your fenders or something happens, you're less likely to recover from even something as little as that. Where at Martinsville, you can bump fenders all day long. Phoenix, similar situation. You don't really need the air as much at a flat 1 mile track. So Texas, I say the biggest speed bump because if something does go wrong, Phoenix is going to be really, really difficult to get through.
Mm-hmm.
I say it's Martinsville just because how easily your day can be ruined by somebody else, almost like Talladega. Sure, you can bump and beat around a lot, but I mean, if you get spun hard enough and like slam into the wall, your day's over, and that happens a lot. We'll see it happen maybe 4 or 5 times at least next weekend. And I also say it's the biggest speed bump because you don't want to put yourself in an immediate hole that you're constantly digging out of in Texas or Phoenix. And Phoenix and Texas, especially Texas, I mean, it's all track position. It's all aerodynamics. It's not going to be a whole lot of passing. I mean, if you qualify well, you'll probably finish well as long as you stay out of trouble or don't blow an engine. I think if you're going to run conservative at some place, it would be Texas. And Phoenix is kind of in the middle between those two, but it's not banked very high. The speeds are not as high as Texas, and you can kind of nurse your car around if you're not having a great day there either. So I think they have to bite their nails one more week at Martinsville, and then as long as they finish well there, they can maybe cruise throughout the round.
Yeah, I was going to say Martinsville too, and I personally feel like Martinsville is the best place for the 8 drivers that are left in the chase to get their win, because in my view, you might as well go on ahead and have the trophy ready for Logano at Texas and Harvick at Phoenix, because that's it. So Martinsville, I think that's the best chance for some of these other drivers to get their win. I think you're going to see like really hard driving, lots of tempers flaring, stuff like that, and it could result, because you can kind of have a big one at Martinsville too, because they're so bunched up, and you can get collected, and you could be in row 6 or 7 and be collected in something that happens in row 2. So it's Martinsville's a tough one. So But checkered flag question, we'll just do like we did at Dover. Who are your 4 that won't make it to Homestead?
Well, this has been very difficult for me to but so far it's worked.
I don't even know the 8th is in right now.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, Newman's out.
Yeah, Newman's
out.
Good.
So you're asking me,
you don't have to worry about Newman.
You're asking me who are my 4 to not make it to Homestead.
Yeah, or your 4. We did it that way last time, like your 4 out. So I'm just going ahead and keep that train. Your 4 that won't make it and why?
Okay, my 4 that won't make it. Martin Truex Jr. Because again, he's just the steam has run out. I mean, there's not that many more saving graces that'll be awarded to him, or Lady Luck or whatever. Carl Edwards won't make it because now that 2 Gibbs cars are out, I mean, if this was like who's taking on the share of the work, Carl Edwards not helped out team-wise that great. My next one would be Kurt Busch, and that's because his anger or his mediocrity will not suffice for this round. And let's see, Brad Keselowski. I think I picked him last time too. I don't think he will make it. Because of Team Penske, Joey Logano's certainly racking up the wins to Brad Keselowski's 1. So
yeah, and they NASCAR.com finally put up.
Finally, yes.
So
okay. So let's go, Jeff.
All right, Corey. Well, who out of these 8, Logano, Edwards, Gordon, Kurt Busch, Keselowski, Truex, Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Busch, what 4 do you feel like will fall out?
Edwards, Gordon, Truex, and Brad Keselowski. And they're just all because they don't run as strong as the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
They don't run as good as Logano or Kurt or Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Busch is liable to win one of these races. So, I'm not saying they'll run bad. I don't think they'll run as good as the other 4 though to make it through.
I got a quick question. How is it that scroll down a little bit so I can make a point of this? How is it that Eric Almirola and Casey Kane, currently 15th and 16th in points, they didn't make the chase. They've only got 800 and something points, but everyone else above them that are currently out of the chase as well get to keep at least 2,000 points. How do they determine that? If you don't make a certain cut, where does the 2,181 points come for Denny Hamlin?
I'm not about to try to figure out those numbers there. The top 8 are leaders.
Yeah, the top 8 are leaders, and they've all gone back to 4,000 points.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how did 2,000 other points get taken away from Denny Hamlin? I mean, is that the way it works?
I guess.
Again, that's why if you don't make the chase and if you get eliminated, you stop scoring points altogether.
Well, where's and there's 2 drivers that are just missing completely. You don't. I don't see Newman
because he sucks,
and I don't see Kenseth.
Yeah. So, that's what I don't understand is that I thought at the beginning of the chase everyone had 4,000 points. And I understand that.
No, everybody had 2,000 points.
Okay, everybody had 2,000 points. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Again,
but I don't see how Paul Menard and Clint Bowyer even have that many points.
Exactly.
Because they didn't even make the chase.
Yeah. And Jimmy Johnson being in 10th, man, he's been sucking like crazy here lately.
Bowyer made the chase.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and Menard was in there too. They made it in on points.
Oh, but yeah, I guess that's. I got confused because Kenseth and Newman wasn't up there.
Yeah, so
whatever.
Anyway,
who cares?
Even more reason why you should stop scoring points altogether if you get eliminated.
Well,
go ahead. Go ahead with your answer.
Well, I just looking at it. I mean, it's tough, but I don't think Kyle Busch is going to make it through. I don't know. He just hasn't been seeming to to have been quite as on fire as he was. It's really tough. I don't think Brad will. I don't think Carl will make it through. And it's really tough between Gordon and Truex, but I just don't see Truex doing it.
Okay.
Making it through. So I see being Logano, Harvick, Kurt Busch, and Jeff Gordon.
Woohoo!
So
Good.
But that's just because Jeff Gordon has been just really, really consistent, and I feel like everybody else has like the really good races and then they'll blow up or be real bad, but Gordon keeps 8th, 9th, 10th. So
yeah, but 8th, 9th, 10th not going to work in this round. He'll be out. He'll be the first one out.
We'll see. Are you okay, Tom?
No, not anymore. And that concludes this edition of the Tom Clark Weekly Speed Report. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at TCW Speed Report. Email your questions to tcwspeedreport@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook, iTunes, and SoundCloud. And this is your host, Tom Clark, signing out.